They have the power. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 most powerful movie characters of all time. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at the mightiest characters in the history of cinema. The powers in question can stem from physical strength, size, magic, or other abilities. We've excluded comic book characters like Superman because otherwise this list would probably be nothing but costumed heroes. We're also leaving out gods like Zeus, as that's kind of cheating.
After a lifetime's respect and devotion...
Enough, I've decided. Acrisius must be punished, and his people with him.
Number 10. Optimus Prime, the Transformers franchise. Any number of giant robots could have cracked our top 10, but none stand out quite like Optimus Prime. On top of being a natural leader, this Autobot is an expert in strategy, weaponry, and above all else, physical combat. Although he can transform into a truck, Optimus is built more like an indestructible tank, fighting his way through buildings as if the walls were made from construction paper. Even when he passes on the matrix of leadership, it doesn't take more than a reboot to get Optimus back on the battlefield.
Soon, I shall be one with the Matrix.
Whether he's fighting with his bare fists, a sword, or on a Dinobot's back, Optimus is every bit as enduring as this Hasbro franchise.
For today, in the name of freedom, we take the battle to them.
Number 9. T-1000, Terminator 2, Judgment Day.
Get down.
The T-1000 is an upgrade from the previous Terminator model in every way. He's as persistent as the T-800, but much more resistant to damage. Made from liquid metal, he can walk away from gunshots and explosions without a scratch. Even when completely shattered, he can pull himself back together in no time. His abilities to shapeshift and form bladed weapons give him an extra edge in assassination missions. Granted, the T-800 bested the T-1000 in the end, but that's only because he was conveniently standing by a container of molten steel, which would have melted down any Terminator model. Number 8. The Kurgan, Highlander.
So now it ends.
There can be only one immortal being in this 1986 cult classic, and the Kurgan is determined to become the last swordsman standing. Surviving for almost 3,000 years, the only way to kill this warrior is through a swift beheading. That's easier said than done, as the Kurgan will slice through anyone who gets in his way of obtaining the prize, unlimited knowledge of humanity.
You cannot win, Ramirez. I am the strongest.
The Kurgan knows that he's next to unstoppable and flaunts his immortality while putting others in the line of danger. Of course, what the Kurgan possesses in strength, he lacks in restraint and wisdom, leading to his eventual downfall by Connor McLeod's hand. Number 7. Imhotep, the Mummy franchise. Boris Karloff's 1932 incarnation of Imhotep might have been creepier, but the 1999 version of the Mummy was easily the most powerful monster ever to storm through Egypt. The High Priest is buried alive with scarab beetles, but returns 3,000 years later with the intent of reviving the 10 biblical plagues. Imhotep additionally gains the abilities to unleash a hurricane of sand and amass a legion of zombified human slaves.
You will never eat, you will never sleep, you will never stop.
While he's described as a walking disease, Imhotep isn't without a few weaknesses. He has an irrational fear of cats, and reading from the Book of Amun-Ra deprives him of his immortal status. In the end though, a broken heart is what keeps Imhotep buried for good. Number 6. Neo, the Matrix franchise. Initially believing he's nothing more than an ordinary programmer and hacker, Thomas A. Anderson, also known as Neo, learns that he's trapped inside a virtual reality. Venturing down the rabbit hole, he rises up as mankind's last hope against robot overlords. Thanks to the source code he carries, he's able to fly at rapid speed, manipulate his surroundings, dodge bullets, take on entire armies, and withstand brutal beatings. Oh, and he also knows Kung Fu.
I know Kung Fu.
Just as his name is a not-so-subtle anagram of one, Neo serves as an allegory for Jesus, sacrificing himself and bouncing back from death to triumph over evil. Whoa. Number 5. Godzilla, the Godzilla franchise. Before proceeding, let's address the giant lizard in the room. The monster from that 1998 movie is not Godzilla. The real Godzilla wouldn't die from a few measly missiles. The king of the monsters would pick himself up even after a massive warhead explosion, only fitting since he was conceived as a metaphor for nuclear weapons. With over 30 films under his belt, Godzilla's size has varied over the years, ranging from roughly 164 feet in the 1954 classic to over 350 in the 2014 reboot. Either way, you wouldn't want to be caught underfoot or on the receiving end of his devastating atomic breath. Number 4. Lord Voldemort, the Harry Potter franchise.
Harry Potter. We meet again. Voldemort.
Godzilla may be the biggest character on this list, but Lord Voldemort could technically take him down by casting Avada Kedavra. A villain so notorious he's often referred to as He Who Must Not Be Named, Voldemort aspires to dominate the wizarding and muggle worlds. By splitting his soul into 7 Horcruxes, he's close to immortal, enduring as long as these objects exist.
Protected.
That part of your soul that is hidden lives on.
Some might argue that Harry Potter is the more powerful wizard, as he defeats Voldemort as a baby and finishes him for good as a teenager. If it weren't for the support of his loved ones, though, Harry never would have stood a chance against the Dark Lord.
I can touch you. Now.
Number 3. Genie, Aladdin.
Wish fulfillment?
3 wishes to be exact.
This all-powerful wish fulfiller is given only 3 restrictions. He can't kill, influence romantic feelings, or resurrect the dead. Outside of that, he can grant his master any 3 wishes with a zap of his finger. Along the way, he entertains himself by shapeshifting into various celebrities, putting on extravagant musical numbers, and shattering the 4th wall.
Come on, whisper what it is you want. You ain't never had a friend like me.
Of course, his phenomenal cosmic power does come with the drawback of having to spend eternity in an itty-bitty lamp, something Jafar should have considered when he upgraded from sorcerer to genie. With his last wish, Aladdin releases Genie from this restriction, freeing the big blue spirit to become his own master.
I'm free. I'm free.
Number 2. Sauron, the Lord of the Rings franchise.
In the land of Mordor, in the fires of Mount Doom, the Dark Lord Sauron forged in secret a Master Ring.
A fallen Maya, the Middle-earth equivalent of demigods, Sauron's greatest weapon is the One Ring, which allows him to control the other rings of power. Even when it falls into other hands, however, his spirit lives on through the ring, enabling him to return as the formidable necromancer of Dol Guldur, who proves more than a match even for Gandalf. He later manifests as a flaming, all-seeing eye in Mordor. On top of that, he has a legion of orcs and 9 immortal ring wraiths at his beck and call. The only way to stop him is by throwing the ring into the fires of Mount Doom, located deep behind enemy lines. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Mom?
Yes?
I feel everything.
We'll tear your soul apart.
I was born right down there.
Number 1. Darth Vader, the Star Wars franchise. There's no shortage of powerful characters on both the light and dark sides of the Force, from wise Master Yoda to lightning-hurling Emperor Palpatine. But only Jedi prodigy Anakin Skywalker is the Chosen One, a powerful hero for the light, and menacing villain once he forsakes his friends and emerges more machine than man.
From my point of view, the Jedi are evil.
As Darth Vader, he has command over the Emperor's Imperial forces, and a space station capable of obliterating entire planets. His mastery of the dark side allows him to choke someone with a gesture, and tear his way through a hallway of soldiers. And his destiny as the Chosen One means even his former and current masters better take care.
You underestimate the power of the dark side.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.